Is anyone out there? Let me tell you, it was not my bingo card to start a YouTube channel in 2026. But here we are. Welcome to my bookish corner of the interweb. My name is Delinda, and I will be your mood reading bestie. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get some formalities out of the way. Why did I start a channel? Because I love talking about books. And I've actually always really enjoyed reading. I just couldn't really find my niche, however you want to say it. A few years ago, me and one of my best friends started a Instagram page. So I will link it somewhere. We are Delit Mamas over on Instagram and the TikTok. And Delit Mamas is literally Delinda and Ariel. And we are mamas who read. Lit mamas. I know. We're kind of cool sometimes. If you hear any chaoticness around here, I do have a daughter. She will be 10 in July, hopefully around the time this is posted. And I also have 2 dogs. I have my geriatric hairy weenie, Peanut. And then I've got our puppy. She just turned 1 in May, and this is Reese. It's crazy. Like, this is not something that I really thought I would be doing in the year of our Lord 2026. I honestly have stage fright. So again, this is very new to talk to a camera, to see myself on a screen, to want to share something that I love. That's a very vulnerable moment, right? Because like, obviously if you clicked on this video, you too enjoy books. You too just want another bestie on the interweb who like gets it. So I hope I can be a space for you, and I hope you come back. I am also a dance mom. My daughter has been dancing. She is on the competitive team. This will be her 5th year dancing. So there might be some later B-roll that includes us traveling. Let's see, what other things do I enjoy? I do enjoy crafting quite a bit. So if you like doing things with your hands, I currently have a puzzle that I flipped over yesterday. Epic fail. So I'm working on putting that back together. So let's get into a few questions. This is a loose interpretation of the Booktube Newbie Tag. I found most of my questions, I think, on like Pinterest. But when I looked on YouTube and looked at some other pages, they were along the same questions. Some of these are going to be off the dome. A lot of my life is kind of off the dome. I love, and that's another, we're getting off topic. We are a ranting person over here. So real quick before I come back, I do a lot of things off the dome, but I also really love to plan. Execution, planning 100%. I will color code the heck out of a planner. I will I wish I could get these moments of my dog just in her zone. Anyways, I will color code the heck out of something. I will absolutely like plan. Oh, I love matching shirts. We love matching shirts over here. Matching shirts for every event, every travel location. If I could, every trip. That's the word. If I could, I absolutely would. Sorry, wrapping back because we are not trying to be here all day. So this is a 2-parter. What is your favorite and least favorite book to date? Oof. Right now, I have really loved the Delgado series by Jacques J. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Restore Me. That's what it is. Restore Me by J.L. Seeger. Oh, ACOTAR. I love Beauty and the Beast. So yes. And then I've actually read that twice. And once I realized that it was a Beauty and the Beast, like reimagining or inspired, I went back and loved it even more. The author, not so much. That series alone, yes. Wild Highway by Daphne Perry, which is a part of the Runaway series. It made me cry. If a book makes me cry, duh, I'm going to love it. Delilah Green, Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blank. Love that one. Oh, Anne of Green Gables. Yes, by Ellen Montgomery. Very cute. Archer's voice holds a place in my heart forever. Let me give you one more. Just because you're here. Ooh, The One by John Mars. That is a recent read as well. I had a lot of fun with that. Okay, so now what is my least favorite book? I would probably resort this to my DNFs, which is like not fair. And so I say this because what might be for me might not be for you, and vice versa. Okay, so one author that I think her books are just not going to be for me, fixed classes, is Rebecca Ross. She writes really, really beautifully, but I think it is a bit too slow. And it's like there's atmospheric and there's vibey, but I think it's too much for me. I have tried 2 or 3 of her books, and I hate when I have to DNF her books because they really are written really, really beautifully, but it just does not bode well for me. Lisa Jewell, I have found that her stories are fine, but it might be the writing style. She writes mostly mystery thrillers, and so those should be gripping. And they just don't do it for me. I think I get way too disconnected to the story, and then it's just like, meh, it's okay, right? I am not a big Greek mythology person. I do try. I think Greek mythology is really, really fun. And I also probably just haven't found the right one. The only series right now that I can think of that I have really, really enjoyed Greek mythology is Katie Roberts. It's super smutty, super reimagined. And it's somehow urban. So that one has been fun, and I have been enjoying those stories. It's a nice palate cleanser. Oh, y'all gonna hate me for this one. Robin Hobb. Now, to be fair, when I tried to read this book, it was what, Assassin's Apprentice. When I tried to read this book, I don't think I was really understanding what epic fantasy meant. And so I DNF'd it. I think I got pretty far in the first book, but it was much too slow, much too grand of a story that I just truly was not appreciating. Will I try and go back? I don't know. I am more on the romantic fantasy side of things. I am more not even cozy fantasy. There's a few cozy fantasies that I really, really like, but epic, I DNF Lord of the Rings. I enjoyed The Hobbit. I read the first 2 of Lord of the Rings, didn't even attempt to pick up the 3rd book. I was over it. It took me forever to watch the movies. Shame, shame. I know. It is what it is. Not my cup of tea. So those are
I'm starting off really bad.
those are a couple of the books that I would say are like my favorite and least favorite. What is the longest book you have read so far? I would have to say Outlander, and I think I have it. Yep, it's right here, but I don't know. Pause. Okay, so this one shows roughly 627 pages. But y'all, this font is teensy tiny. Who? And there's like 50 lines on the page. Who's reading that? We're back. I had a minor technical foul. What was I saying? Yes, I believe this is about 33 hours. So that is to date the longest memorable book that I've got. Books I am embarrassed that I enjoyed. This one, I really enjoyed The Blue Aliens. Ice Planet Barbarian. I am on book 4, I think, and I think everyone should read this book. It's not going to be for everybody, but I still think everyone should read this book series. Great palate cleanser. The aliens, the men are cute, and I say cute as in like they are big creatures with a tail and horns and spikes, but they love their women in the best way that they know how. So, and there's a Quee. If you don't know what that means, just read the book. That's all I can say about it. Some of my favorite series, I think I have actually mentioned some of them already, but The Delgados by Jackwell J, Akatar, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. The Runaways is a really good series that I am on. I have one book left, not on the left. I haven't started that one yet. And then Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. This one, if you're looking for, okay, so we get a lot of Harry Potter, but make it black. We want to see ourselves in a positive light with magic in an academy. This one, Blood at the Root. What other series? I started Restore Me, and that is a part of the New Haven series. And I fear that that will be probably a new love. I I started Zodiac Academy. Now, if you know, then you know. There are 9, maybe 10 books in that series. I don't remember anymore. I got all the way up to the second to last book, and I DNF'd it. Let me tell you why. Because who has time for that many point of views? For the story to just keep going, and we're really like not going anywhere. I've heard great things about the ending, like it does finally like come to a nice catalyst. That's not the word. A nice like ending moment. I love that for y'all. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna choose peace. Flight and Glory by Rebecca Yarros. Now, Rebecca Yarros, before she came out with Fourth Wing, she wrote romance, contemporary romance. And let me tell you, she does write mostly military romance. So if that's your cup of tea, great. If not, for personal reasons, I understand. I have gone through it with this series. I'm on the last book. I finally picked it up and I was like, okay, let me get back to these characters. And this fourth,
Can we not? Go that way. Is she chewing on your shoe again? Then it needs to be picked up. It needs to be picked up.
I lost my train of thought because it happens. So yes, Flight and Glory. Love these characters. The fifth book. That's what it is. I just started the fifth book, and it is heavy on grief and therapy and working through said grief of what happened with this character. I cannot tell you because you have to read them 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally 5. So I cannot tell you. Just know that it is heavy grief processing. Next question is pretty covers, books that I have bought solely off of the covers. I went around and I collected them. So this one is Real by Kennedy Ryan. I know she just came out with some new covers. That is wonderful for her. I prefer this one still. So there is that. Then we have Son of the Storm. This is, I know I just talked about epic fantasy, but this one I believe is rooted in, I don't want to say West African, but African mythology of some sort. And hello, stunning, right? And then we have The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen. These are the deluxe editions are coming out. Gorgeous, gorgeous. But what I didn't realize, hold on. See, this is why we stick you there. When you put them together, and she actually did this on her page, the spines make a gorgeous, what's the word? Not skyscraper. That, only because I don't think that's going to stay there. So got that one. Love this cover of Spice Road. This is, and then I think even all of them have just like the, up to the nose. That is stunning. And then Restore Me. I keep talking about this book. Y'all just go ahead and buy it. These are actually getting recovered, and I absolutely love this drawing, art, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely stunning. When I saw these, I was like, yep. And they actually also have sprayed edges. I'm not a fan of this one because it looks more mustardy. So what I am doing is I'm actually painting them. I wanted more like to go along with the cover. I feel like this deserves like a shimmer. So this one actually looks more black shimmer, but I was thinking like a gold. It does, the camera does not do this justice, but it is very pretty. So I am finishing annotating, and then I will do the other two sides of this one. And then I saw these two books. I have no idea whatsoever, but it is a duology. This is Indigo. Hello. Like, this is so cute. And then this one is Anama, potentially. What a cute cover. I don't really do a lot of the caricature, but I do like this style. It's a little bit more realistic and less like soft and fluffy, if that makes sense. And then what I have learned in the last year or so is that not every book, when it says a deluxe edition is coming out and it is only for Barnes and Noble or only for Target or whatever, I am learning that it's going to be everywhere. If the store has shelves, then the book is going to be on there. So, what I did, I bought this one like right as it came out because I said I love Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but look at those, the seven rings for her marriages. I am actually due for a reread, and this is just, I saw it and I was like, yes, I absolutely need it. So I am working on the shopping issue that I have. I do not need all of the books, but some of the pretty ones, if I have read it and if I have loved it, then sure, yes, I might be able to, coax myself into getting it. Am I a ebook, physical, or audiobook person? I read primarily audiobooks because of my job. I work on a computer all day, and so in between phone calls, if I am able to, I'm not on the phones every day, so if I'm able to, I do press play, and that's how I do read most of my most of my books. I do have physical books. I have a Kindle. I have an iPad mini. I had a Kindle, and then I was like, I really want to look at the books with color covers in the library. So I bought an iPad mini. It's fine. It's fine. I do still have my Kindle, but to be fair, it was starting to lag. After some years, the battery slows down and I don't know if it's like a storage thing, but it does slow down and all of that. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get the contraption that I actually want. And so I do not read a lot on my mini because, again, I work on the computer. I am basically blind and it hurts my eyes. So I can like dim it down, but still, like, something about the left right motion really kind of puts me to sleep. And it's somehow different from a physical book and reading on a e-reader. I don't understand it, but that is how my eyeballs work. My favorite genre or vibe. So I'm completely a mood reader. I find right now we're in summer, between spring and summer, I read a lot more romance. I am not a big romance girly, but I find I'm reading a lot more romance right now. I do like the romance that has some trauma or some sort of difficult processing that the characters really have to go through. The light and fluffy, I can't read too many of it because it just becomes very boring. If I'm going to read this, let me just go watch a rom-com. So, and that's to each their own kind of thing. So I do right now, I'm in my more literary versus fantasy. As it gets closer to like August and the colder months, I do read a lot more fantasy. I love fantasy. I love the escapism of it, the magical systems, the world building, the different creatures, fantastical creatures that the authors put in there. Am I a book collector? Not really. When I hear book collector, I think of multiple copies of said book or series. Currently, I have one set of Harry Potter, and then I plan on getting the fully illustrated set when those are completed for my kiddo. I would really like her to read the Harry Potter set. Talking to you. And then I have 2 copies of ACOTAR. I have one that is a hardcover because I did get I don't they're not customized dust jackets, but it's like a alternate set of dust jackets for the hardcovers. And then I have the paperbacks somewhere that I'm actually reading and annotating and all of that. I have the cute little pocket set. They're somewhere else, but I have the cute little pocket set of Throne of Glass. I have read maybe the first 4 or 5 books of it, and I understand that she wrote these when she was younger. It's her first series, but it reads like it. And when I read ACOTAR first and then I tried to read Throne of Glass, I just really could not get into it. And I know people choose that hill for Throne of Glass. So I love that for y'all. It is not for me. I have 2 copies of the Wolf Song series. One was a special edition from a page on Instagram that I follow that loves taking my money because absolutely. I believe that is it as far as how many copies of the same book or series that I have. Now, as far as collecting versus reading, how many books still end up on your TBR, on your bookshelf? Have you read versus not read? Here's the thing. I did adjust my bookshelves some time ago, and I was like, I want to be able to see books that I have actually read. So on this side, from 1, 2, 2.5 are books that I have actually read. This side, these are books we're gonna get to, and y'all are gonna help me get to them. In theory, I do also have books in my closet that I have read that I have. I do not keep all the books that I read, so there is that. Again, I utilize my library a lot, and I think that might actually be the next question. Library. Do I love my library? Do you go to the library? I do love my library. We at one point we were going like once a week. I'm a huge advocate for the library and all the resources that they provide. So if you have not been to your local library, go do that. Get a library card. Most, if not all, are free if you live within, the city of said library. But I do encourage my daughter to go to the library to either play the educational games to get them off of the screen. We do try and pick up a few books at a time. She's not the biggest lover of reading, so I am encouraging it the best way that I can. I do borrow a lot of my books and my reading material from the library, either by Libby or Hoopla. Yes, a lot of my books, and what I am starting to do now is I'm going through, I did kind of take some books off of my shelf that are not really like picking my fancy anymore. And I do plan on selling those. I do have a Pango page. I will link below. I'll link something below. Eek. And then I do plan on reading books on my shelf via audio. I might be immersively reading. I am starting to get into that a little bit, where you combine the audio and the physical. And then if I do love it, then I will obviously keep it. If not, then Pango it goes. So, our last question of the video is, who are some of my favorite creators? I will absolutely tag all of these wonderful people down in the description below, as well as pop them up here. So one of my favorite creators is Olivia over at Olivia Reads a Latte. Hey girl, I have been following her for some time before I was really getting back into reading. She just has such a wonderful personality, a wonderful spirit. She is, I think, possibly crossing over into like reading meets lifestyle. So I absolutely love her energy that she brings. Next to Olivia, I do believe they are besties, is Gavin Reads It All. I absolute look. I used to send his videos to my daughter's father as a hoot and holler. So Gavin does a lot of like parody videos. So if you are looking for a touch of music with just a fun time, he is a wonderful individual to follow. And he does do a lot of traveling as well. So I absolutely love his page. Lyndsay over at She Is Booked and Busy. Girl, she is probably my favorite chaotic creator at the moment, because if you love spinner wheels, she is the queen of spinner wheels. I get so excited for her monthly TBRs because she uses so many different spinner wheels. She has spent so much time creating all of them, and it is just like mind blowing how she has come up with how she, chooses books for her content. And I just absolutely love watching her videos. Alia over at Bookmarked by Alia, I love watching her weekly reading vlogs. She has just such a calm voice that I absolutely love listening to. Like sometimes the day is just super chaotic with work or kids or the dogs or what, schedule life. And I really do enjoy listening and watching her videos. She brings a lot of contemporary books that don't really cross over into my algorithm, so I really do appreciate her page. Kayla over at Books and Lala, I know she's been around for some time. I know it. And I absolutely love that she loves the content that she puts out. I'm in awe of all that she is able to put together as a working mother, a working sports mom at that. Like, she is another creator who I am not sure how she comes up with her creative flow. It's insane, whether it is her yearly BuzzFeed reading challenges, monthly, how she picks a monthly TBR. It is just completely wild, and I really have a good time watching her videos. Last creator that I'm going to mention today is Rachel over at The Raven Haired Reader. She is truly the romanticy queen. What I have found that a lot of romanticies are actually like indie published, and so I do appreciate that she is bringing some awareness to those indie authors. So that is all I have got today. That I feel like that was so long-winded, but if you stuck through, oh, it's my first one. Go ahead and leave like a welcome message to me or anything that you would like to see on this channel. Again, I am so excited to finally be here. Make sure you comment, like, save, share, subscribe. Oh my gosh, there's 5 things. If you want to see more videos by me, your favorite chaotic mood reader, as always, happy reading.